Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Unbettable. I'm Mondo here with Gary and Holmes, and hopefully today you're watching me in better quality because we're reverting back to Zoom recording so that I can manually build out everything you saw in the last episode. Holmes, how you doing? What's happened in the past couple days? Talk to me. What's up?
Feeling good, bro. Feeling good. I loved our last episode. It looks phenomenal. I am excited now that your video quality will be even better. We're just gonna up the game even more. Just still just chipping away at different futures, man. Looking at different futures for college football and NFL. I have one more to be able to add to the portfolio today, so we'll get to that later in the episode. But been good shit.
It's funny you say that because on today's episode, we're going to talk NBA schedules. We're going to talk way too early NBA futures. We got the weekend picks for all of you out there, and we have the top 10 ranking of one season wonders. That player that just showed up once and then gone forever into the sunset. But before we get to that, look at that melon up in the top left. Gary Gowdy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. So yeah, I guess this is the part where I tell my crazy story from today. I work from home, and I got a little tired around about 2:30. And I've been working hard throughout the day. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a quick little 10-minute walk around my neighborhood with my dog, get a little bit of exercise and get my blood flowing. So as we're walking, there's big trees like that line the roads or whatever, and I heard like a big rustle from the trees. So I look up and I see a hawk, like a big ass hawk, fly out of the tree. I was like,
Mm.
okay, whatever. Put my head down, and I hear something or feel something thud onto my shoulder. I look over, and it's a fucking black snake that I shit you not is probably about 5 feet long, and I hightailed it out of there like. If there was a lake in front of me, I would have walked on water, dude. I swear. Like that shit, I freaked out. And then of course it freaks my dog out. And my dog's a spaz. She's a little boxer, so whenever she gets excited, she really starts moving. So she was moving one way and I was moving the other way, and it was just a shit show. But yeah, I mean, Florida, dude, we're starting to turn into the fucking rainforest. I swear to
We
God,
are,
man.
bro.
Like
It's crazy.
fucking iguanas. Now there's a new thing with African lizards, dude. There's these lizards that came from Africa that are like multicolored and like this long. That's a new invasive species in Florida. And then of course snakes, dude. I hate snakes. You know, it's they're not cool, dude. They don't do anything cool. They just look scary as fuck.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
um, so you said it was a black snake. Did you figure out like what exactly the snake was, or
I think it was just like a typical like black racer, like a black garden snake, that, keeps your flower beds clean of any sort of rodents or shit like that. 'Cause it was fast, dude. Like once it was off me, it was gone. Like it
yeah?
was not no slow moving snake. So yeah, I just I think I
I would
lost
have
like 10 years
paid
off my life.
infinite money to see your reaction right there. I
Dude,
I would have loved every second of that.
yeah, I did some high knees today. That was my workout for today was high knees away from a snake.
And a boy,
Hmm.
that's 75 soft. If it was hard, it wouldn't have
Hmm.
counted.
Always
Um,
soft. Everything's better soft.
uh,
All right.
all right.
Good.
Good for you, Gary. Let's talk NBA schedules. Obviously, we all saw that the schedules came out today. There's three like main groups of matchups that I kind of want to hit on, and then I'll pass it to you guys. So first is opening week. Obviously, that's where we're going to kick off the season. We got Knicks, Celtics, we got Suns, Clippers, and we have Spurs, Mavs. All three are going to be incredible matchups with great storylines headed in. The second group would obviously be that rivalry tier, right? So the big one this season, there's two. You have Mavs Warriors, which will happen at some point, and Clay Thompson. We obviously know that's a little bit of drama there. And then you got Paul George and the Sixers taking on the Clippers later on in the season. Again, another matchup, maybe not as feisty, but it's on the schedule, which again, that doesn't always happen. So we're looking good, 2 for 2. Good opening week. and good rivalries. Number 3, we got the Christmas slate. That's the slate everybody cares about. That's the only set of games you got all of America watching. Although now with football taking over Christmas, you guys are kind of fucked, but whatever.
Yeah.
Christmas, we got Spurs Knicks. We know that's a banger. T-Wolves Mavs, little playoff matchup, banger. 76ers Celtics, we know that's going to be a great game. We got Lakers Warriors, Steph versus Braun, and then we got Nuggets Suns to wrap it all up at the end of the day. So those are like the 3 main slates that I wanted to call out because those are absolutely incredible and I cannot wait to watch them. But Holmes, I know you follow it a little bit. Give me your takeaways from the schedule release.
I mean, there's definitely a ton of great matchups in there. I didn't really look into it too deeply right now, but I mean, you covered a lot of what I saw. I was focused really on the Christmas matchups, what the opening night matchups were going to look like. And then I wanted to do a little research on my own because I was interested in the rivalry tier, which you were talking about specifically when these teams are facing old former teammates. I think that just heightens like the intensity of the game. So the 3 that I wanted to hit on, I mean, this one's probably the least important of the 3, but Nuggets and Lakers, Saturday, November 23rd. Russell Westbrook, now a guard with the Nuggets, he's going to be facing his old team in the Lakers that kind of did him dirty, and it was just a weird, rocky relationship for a while. So that'll be an interesting matchup, but probably not better than one that you hit on, the Mavs and Warriors. I mean, the return of Clay to Golden State, like that's going to go crazy. Tuesday, November 12th. That's just going to be a must-see matchup. We're going to have to see how Clay performs in that game. And then the last one that I had was Sixers Clippers. That one is the earliest one in the season, November 6th. One of the biggest offseason signings was Paul George going to the Sixers for, I think, a 3-year deal, and he got paid a ton of money. So that is going to be really interesting to go back to LA with the Sixers and have to face his old boys over there. So those are the only ones that really I was focused on. But Garrett, do you have anything you want to say about the NBA schedule release?
Sorry, I was falling in love with a girl from Georgia's women's soccer team, but yeah, the NBA, the NBA, like honestly, that's probably like my least favorite league to follow out of the main sports. But the one that I heard both of you talk about that I think will be interesting for sure is Klay Thompson returning back to Golden State. And I kind of feel like that can go one of 2 ways, really, like one way, like it's gonna be a super competitive game, and then like, it's gonna start some bullshit, or 2, it's gonna be a super disrespectful game. And that's gonna start shit. So both of them end up in the same kind of way. I don't think Golden State is gonna be too friendly about Clay coming back, to be honest. But that would be the one that I would want to watch out of all of them.
Folks, you can't make it up. That's just Gary Gowdy.
What I do?
Just checks right back into the podcast after blanking out. You cannot make it up.
I listen.
So obviously the schedule comes out. It's big news. NBA Twitter's already talking about it, and obviously the odds are already out and already updated to match the schedule. So with that being said, Gary, we're going to start with you this time. Give me your way too early NBA futures for the next season.
What the hell?
On
Yeah, man. So if I had to think off the top of my head, I would go Nuggets to win the finals, to win the whole thing. If I had to think offensive player of the year,
That's
I'm
not a
gonna
thing.
go Ant. Um, if I had to go defensive player of the year, I'd go Wemby. If I had to pick if the Magic are gonna go to the playoffs, I would say yes. Um, and if I had to pick a team that's not gonna make it to the playoffs, but everybody thinks they might, I will go with the Suns to not make the playoffs. And yeah, those are my futures that I just made up in my head.
Oh,
there you
trust
go.
me, we can tell, brother, but we're going to rock with it. Holmes.
Here you go. I'm gonna just try and keep it a little simpler, I guess. I'm looking at the Hard Rock odds for right now, and I'm gonna be real with you. Celtics to repeat at plus 325. That's probably some of the best value you can get early enough in the season. Like they were so lineup, and there's no indication of that changing coming into this year. So I don't think there's really any reason for me to think they can't go back and do the exact same thing. I think Jason Tatum is going to be on a little bit of a like a fake revenge tour almost for not getting really his playing time a lot in the Olympics. So I think that's really going to fuel him this season. Try to be a back-to-back champion at plus 325. I mean, they're the favorites. Why not put a shot on them? And I would go for the second one in the list at the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like I think they could be right there in the finals with the Celtics. I mean, they're such a good young team. They're only going to get better than they were last year, and it's hard to imagine that because they were damn good last year. I mean, if they're able to add something mid-season in a trade, maybe a veteran player to help out the roster a little bit, fill a hole that they might need, man, I absolutely love that pick. And for them to win the Western Conference, they're plus 350. I love that value there too. They're the favorite to win the Western Conference. I know it's pretty tough out there, just with Denver, Dallas, Minnesota, Phoenix. I mean, maybe even the Lakers, who knows? But I love the Thunder, man. I love that team. They're so young, they're very together, they're tight, they have a lot of good chemistry. I like what they got, man. So if I'm riding any team, I'm riding the Celtics and I'm riding the Thunder.
Rod this dude.
All right. Way too early NBA futures. We got the Nuggets plus 900 to win it all. My dark horse is the Pacers at plus 5,000. I think that's a honestly pretty good value. They obviously went far last year. I think they can do it again. They have all the tools and they're going to continue to build on it. Luka MVP plus 375. I think it's Jokic's year to get voter fatigued, and I think it's going to be handed to Luka. Next, I have the Warriors to make playoffs minus 145 and Kings to make playoffs minus 115. So that's where I sit in my very generic futures of the year. But now, what everyone's come to see. Ladies and gentlemen, what are our weekend picks? Should I start it off or do you guys want to start it off? Who wants to start it?
You cook, Gare.
Cook,
Please,
Gare.
God, no.
Cook,
I've been
Gare.
first on
Cook,
everything
Gare.
today.
Gare.
You
Okay,
had
hold on.
hours to put this together.
Bro, I work until 6 o'clock and then I had to cook dinner and pick up my dad. Like I literally have not had any time to do anything.
Hours to put it
Um,
together.
yeah, you have hours to lick my sack. I'm gonna
Nope.
go. Oh, hopefully that's not off the terms or whatever. So I'm looking at the
What a
NFL
podcast.
games here in front of me. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a pick 'em for every single game that's happening this weekend. Um,
All right.
I'm just gonna take. I'm gonna
Make sure
take
you
the
text this to
Bucks
me.
to. Hmm. I'm gonna take the Bucks to cover the spread against the Jags. I'm going to take the Ravens over the Falcons. I am going to take the Bears over the Bengals. I am going to take the under in the Giants and Texans game. I am going to. Uh, that's an interesting one. Wait, what do you guys think about this real quick? Lions Chiefs, Kansas City favored -7, Detroit money line plus 270. That's pretty fucking juiced if you ask me. I'm gonna take Detroit in that game. Um, Vikings Browns. Minnesota currently at plus 140. I like the Browns to win that game. Bills Steelers. Pittsburgh currently at -5.5. I like the under for this game, under 37.5. Dolphins Commanders. Uh, I mean Dolphins. That's pretty brain dead. Cardinals Colts. I like under 36.5. Oh my God, there's like four more games. Seahawks Titans. Tennessee even on the line. I would take the Seahawks -1. Jets, Panthers, Jets -1. I'm gonna take under 31.5. Rams, Chargers. God. Fuck that game. Cowboys, Raiders taking the boys over the Raiders. Actually, no, taking the Raiders over the boys.
Wow, that was
Okay.
incredible.
And
Holmes.
if you guys want like a name for that, you can call it the brain dead lay because that was just brain dead and it was a parlay, kind of, if you want it to be. So
Well, you get to work on
Wow.
texting that whole list to me. Holmes, what were your picks for the weekend?
All right. Well, I am not betting on NFL preseason. I have learned my lesson from doing that last season. I was absolutely horrible betting before the season started. So I am just going to watch the games. But we have another future to be able to add to the portfolio. Another Florida team. We're going to stick with the theme. We're sticking in college football. We're going to take the UCF Knights over win total this year at 7.5. It's -105. You can get really, really good value on that right now. And we're going to check that out because I was looking at the schedule and I see realistically 3 losses that UCF can have in their schedule. I think that they're losing at Florida. I think that they're losing to either Arizona or Utah. Both of these games they play at home, but both of these are ranked teams and they'll be very, very good this season. And I think Iowa State, actually at Iowa State, might be a sneaky tough game for them. So I see 3 losses right there. With the rest of their schedule, I realistically think that they can beat everybody else with their transfer quarterback and KJ Jefferson. RJ Harvey is a monster in the backfield. They have great receivers. I think the offense is really going to cook this year. New Hampshire, Sam Houston, TCU out of the gate. I think they can easily go 3-0 right there. I do not think that they're going to lose to TCU. Colorado, I don't think they're fucking losing to Colorado either. I think they could go 4-0 to start out this season, come to Florida, get handed their first loss of the season. From there, Cincinnati is always a rivalry year, but playing them at home, I think that gives them a very, very big advantage. Iowa State, we talked about, could be a loss there, a sneaky game. I think they beat BYU. I think they beat Arizona State. I think they beat West Virginia. I like them to be able to get over 7.5 wins right here. I think it's a little bit low. I don't think UCF is quite getting the respect that maybe they're able to earn a little bit this season. I don't think they'll be world beaters by any means, but 8-9 wins is certainly in the cards for this team.
I hate UCF.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add there.
Listen, man, I don't love the
I hope
team either. We got to bet smart. We got to bet with our heads and not our hearts. And everybody might be saying, why are we not hammering the over on the Gators win total? It's 4.5. I'll tell you why. Because the line's at -155. I am not laying that much juice on that Gators future. I 100% think that we can get over 4.5 wins. But I want to see if that line is going to be able to move to 5.5 and hopefully get a better price before the season starts, because obviously with that line being at -155, a ton of people are betting it. So if they're able to move it at any time, that's when I would be able to jump on that Gators future, because 6-7 wins I think is 100% attainable for the Gators this year.
All right. What are your weekend plays?
Just told you, bro. I do not have anything over the weekend. I just gave you a fantastic future to play. You don't want to play it? Don't play it, bro. I'm gonna make
I'm
money.
just
It's all right.
fucking with you, Holmes. I'm just
All right,
fucking
dude.
with you.
Sheesh.
Oh, bro, that's all right. That's
Damn.
all right. You don't want to make money, bro.
Sheesh.
Got 4 right now. 4
Sheesh.
futures. We're looking like we could go 4 for 4. I love
Four
them.
for four.
Love them.
Look at the
Four for
Add
four.
passion.
more. We're gonna add more.
Look at the
Gotta
passion.
add more.
Ah, god damn it. I didn't mean to send that.
Gary.
Oh.
Okay. Weekend bets. We got Mariners, Pirates, Nerfy on Friday. 2 ERA versus 2 ERA. Royals, Reds, Nerfy Sunday. 3-4 versus 3-6. We got Israel Adesanya -120. Tai Tuivasa
Oh.
+175. And on top of that, I'm going to the Dolphins game Saturday. So, we got Dolphins -4.5. Boots on the ground. Unbettable. We got Cat Cam today. Say what's up.
Finally, I get to see the cat.
I know. One of them had to just pop in the frame real quick. This is little Kiwi, just bumbling around. She didn't bother me for the most part, but now she's here. So
Do we have are you set up in your den
I
officially?
are set up in the den. The other cat will not come in here. Mango's a little shy, so I don't think he'll will be in here at the same time. Sorry, now
I'm
you see
allergic
it.
to cats.
They're just gonna see your ass. Yeah. All right.
Checks out.
Yeah, okay.
Checks out.
All right.
The feline kind, you bitch.
You like that? You like
Ranking
that, Danielle?
time. Yes.
Ranks.
Top 10 rankings of the one season wonders. Holmes, you can go first because I know Gary's not ready to go.
Are we naming 10? Or are we
Yeah,
just going one by one?
it's like a list. You're just gonna name 10.
Ugh.
Oh Jesus, bro. Yeah, I am not prepared for that either. Thought we were gonna go like everybody's gonna have one. I think I maybe had like 3 or 4 in my mind. I do not have 10. I can tell you that right now.
All
I
right.
came as unprepared as Gary for this one.
This is gonna be a hell of a graphic then. I'll take it over.
I
All
love to
right.
see it.
Starting at number 10, we got 2015 Cam Newton. He was a decent up and down quarterback, but he reached a new level at MVP in 2015. Absolutely dominated and helped me win fantasy. Number 9, we got Nick Foles. Kind of a one season wonder in my eyes. Obviously Super Bowl MVP, but he really showed out in that season. Next, we got R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer. He had a one hit wonder. That's really it with him. David Johnson, superstar for 1 year, and then broke my heart after drafting him first the next year. So he's there. Tim Tebow, 2011, graduate or gets drafted. We got a cat again, but gets drafted, and then he kind of does his thing, and then shows out with the Broncos, dominates that one playoff game, wins the playoff game. Oh, and then Peyton Manning comes in and he's done there. Next, we got 2017 Isaiah Thomas, superstar. And then after that, played 50 games in the next like 4 years, fell off the face of the earth. Now he's trying to get back into the NBA. Next up, we got Kawhi Leonard with the Raptors. It is a little bit different. This isn't stat wise, this is more of like a what if. But he goes there for 1 year, wins a title, and then dips out to LA. Then we got Robert Griffin III in third place. Looked like an absolute superstar and then blows out his knee and just is never the same. And now he's getting fired by ESPN. Not ideal. At the number 2 slot, we got Madden Phenom, cover athlete, Peyton Hillis. I couldn't tell you anything else about him except that he was randomly the cover athlete. And number 1, we got the most well-known run in the history of runs. We have Lynn Sanity, Jeremy Lin. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a top 10 list of one season wonders right there.
Yeah, that's fire. I mean, we're not going to be able to match that for sure. I was going to say Peyton Hillis and Jeremy Lin too, because I mean, who could literally forget both of those insane runs for like one season? I also thought about 2022. I think it was TCU made it to all the way to the playoff. Had a literal monster season in college football. Fell off the face of the earth last year. Like that was just such an anomaly. I'm trying to think of like I know college football ones, especially in the playoff era. There have been a couple. I feel like there was one last year. Was there not a cruddy team? Oh, bro,
Washington.
Washington. Yes, I was just about to say they're gonna be dog shit this year. I heard they only have 2 starters coming back on the entire roster. Like crazy.
Damn.
Like out of 22 offense and defense, 2 starters. I mean, they're gonna go way downhill. Obviously, Kalen DeBoer left for Alabama. Like, I don't know what the hell is gonna be happening with that school anymore. There's 4 for me. That's probably as good as I can do right now.
All right. Send the last little bit over to me in text and we'll put it on the list. Gary,
Fire.
just lay it on me, buddy. What do you got here?
Okay, so I actually thought of a couple, like off the top of my head. I'm gonna go Tim Tebow's running the NFL. I don't even know if that lasted a season. It was really bad and really unfortunate.
Like a
Um,
playoff run, honestly. It was like one playoff run.
yeah, so I'm gonna go with that. I was gonna say RG3, but Mondo said that.
You can say
Um,
it.
was well, okay, well then yeah, RG3 was one that I thought of. Another one that I thought of, him himself is definitely not obviously a one season wonder, but Tom Brady coming to the Bucks, and winning the Super Bowl. I feel like that was kind of a one season wonder thing for the Bucks. I mean, I guess you could kind of tie in Gronk to that as well. But you know, just that duo coming to the Buccaneers was in itself a one season wonder. Um, hmm, yeah, oh fuck. That's harder than I thought.
All right, send me it next time. Next time we will be prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. If you enjoyed and you managed to get to this point, please make sure to like, subscribe. I will whip these fuckers into shape. I promise we are getting back to the glory that is this podcast. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.